All right, here is the video review for Fans Hobby MB-12A Master Builder Nightwalker, aka, as you can plainly see, Nightbeat, a slight remold, repaint of our MB-12 Athena, which was Minerva, who is also right here, handy dandy. Now he does these all of his details here in vehicle mode. I haven't put his bumper stickers on, but so everything you see here in vehicle mode is not a sticker. This is all painted on the figure, the flames and everything. He does have some small stickers inside, the same way Athena did, but he doesn't rely on them for like the red cross here on the sides of the car and some of the detailing that Athena did. He has some little identifying license plates like that, but I just haven't put them on the figure yet. And I get it, because I think the red cross is like a registered symbol. They can't officially paint it on there. But yeah, obviously you can see he does not have the sirens on the top. But otherwise, the same mold here in vehicle mode. Different faces, obviously. Rolls very nicely. And again, some nice little pops of orange there on the front. Pretty solidly colored. And a fun little car just by itself. Dink in the lights. All right off the bat. Pting. Now, since the transformation is exactly the same as Minerva's or Athena's, and we've seen it before, I am going to transform it on camera. I debated just skipping to the robot mode. I am going to show off the transformation on camera, but we're not going to get quite as in-depth with it just because it is something that we have already seen on this channel. Included in the box, real quick, you do get the instruction manual. You get a little tech spec card and a sheet of stickers, which is he's got some new goggles for his faces. There's the license plate stickers for the front and back that I was talking about. You get 2 copies of that. You get 2 copies of this little inner piece. I used both of them because the first one went on weird and I had to fix it. That goes inside the control panel. You also get an extra face for robot mode, which we will show off when we get to robot mode. There you go. If I can get it to stay up. It's very small. So yeah, transform it, and again, there's a little parts for me, just like Minerva was. You can open up this. You can see the little. He's not quite sitting straight, but the little headmaster inside there, and control panel. That's the sticker I had to replace twice, and I still don't think I got it straight, but whatever. At this point, I don't have any more. But you can just pop this hood off. You can go ahead and fold this up, fold that down, twist that around because that's going to be his backpack. And unlike Athena, he doesn't have the light bar here, so you can fold this all the way down and kind of make it a little bit more compact of a backpack. It's still a little large, but it's not. You can fold it up a little bit more. We'll go ahead and pop him out of here. Yeah, see, his leg just popped off. One of my legs, it'll stay on. You can, if you're careful with it, you can get it to stay on, but it pops off that ball joint very easily. But it doesn't pop back on. It doesn't hinder the functionality of the figure, but getting him out of the vehicle tends to cause it to pop right off. But yeah, little dude. His little helmet is back here. Just the horns plug in just there, and little ball joint at the head, ball joint at the shoulders, hinge elbows, ball joint knee or ball joint hips, and then hinge knees down here. Again, there's that. See, I think that socket just kind of came loose. I might be able to push that back in and heat it up and maybe reshape it a little bit to stay on better. But yeah, I think you just bring the arms down, bring the hips up and around like that. And you've got the head. And then with the little hat on, there's Nightbeat's head. Nightwalker's head, excuse me. But you can see there's a yellow face with shiny painted red goggles. And like I said on the sticker sheet, if you'd rather those be blue goggles, you get a couple of those stickers that you can put on there. I'm not going to put one on during the video review, but just know that option's there. And again, if you want this, if you don't like the yellow face, you can pop it off. You can put on the orange face. Just like that. We'll show off both variations on robot mode as well. Don't worry. But for right now, we'll put him back to his stock configuration. And we'll set his head off to the side. Like I said, the transformation here is the same as we've done before. You flip this little control panel up to get it out of the way. Unhook the doors here. Pop the weapons out of the back. They just kind of tab in to the sides up in there. Get them out of the way. Untab this. Bring the doors down and around. Fold these panels not all the way in, just kind of halfway in for right now. And then down here on the doors, fold the window down. Fold the black piece of plastic up over it. And then the rear view window, just kind of fold it back toward the door and up on just so it's sitting against the flames there. Up here, untab these, pull them out to the side, and fold that flap down away from the arm. And just kind of get them out of the way. I'll leave these open a little bit. These panels come down. Kind of got to do a double twist to get them around that post there. But they come together and sit in here. You can kind of push that. You can kind of push this forward, although it sits out a little bit more than Athena does. He's got it remolded. You can kind of see the extra piece that goes around the waist here, this extra blue piece, and you'll see it more when I bring Athena back out. So he's a little less easy to get to sit in that little gap the way Athena did. And with Athena, you can get her spine pieces here to sit inside of this waist piece. Here, he's got a little overlap here that makes it a little more difficult. Go ahead and bring the arms down. And then the shoulder pieces, rotate these around. So this little circle hinge is on the outside and fold it up under the arms. Now granted, you can do it however you want. That's just how I position them on the shoulders like that. But if you wanted to rotate them forward or fold them around, you could fold them down and around like that, whatever you want to do. That's just how I do it. Because there's a lot of little rotating hinges there. Bring his arms forward, bring his hands around. This upper body is more or less done. Now we get to the legs, which are not any easier here, and you can fold those flat now, than they were on Athena. It's a little easier going from car to robot mode than trying to get back to car, but alas. So bring them out and make sure the door kind of stays down here as wide as you can, and then pop open this panel right here. Then you can kind of pop the foot out here. And then you want to get all that around there. Bring that hinge up, which will push it'll naturally push this out, but you can flip that up beforehand if you want to. Bring the foot down, bring this down and around, up this way. Rotate that around so the toe comes up. Then close that back around like that. Should lock into place. And then fold the door up. And there's a little tab here. There's a little sliding post and a tab. So you just want to line that up so the tab on this door lines up with the slot in the back of the leg. And I will say, this locks in. On my Athena, they'll stay in if you don't touch it, but they tend to pop loose or come loose off the back of the leg very easily. And I will say the tolerance on this door hinge or this door tab is much nicer here on Nightbeat. Like I haven't had any issues with these coming loose when playing with or posing with him in robot mode on this versus when I'll show you on Athena. And the same thing for this leg over here. Get that out of the way, get this open, pass it around and through, bring the foot down, rotate the toe out, rotate it up like that, fold this back around the leg, and then bring the door up and line that tab up and tab it in. You actually hear it kind of click. It's just friction. There's no texture that's clicking it into place, but it does hold a little better than before. And again, there's a little bit of an issue here with the gap. There we go. Oh, there we go. Getting that all in. But now, okay, it actually does fit in there. I was having some issues before, but hey, you know what? I'll take it. And then the weapons, again, just like on Athena, you can either tab them on these little tabs here on the hip, or you can open them up, flip that forward, and there's a little tab here for the handle that sometimes it's hard to get in there. Sometimes, depending on how you go at it, if you got enough of a fingernail, you can kind of go right in that groove and catch that tab and flip it out. Otherwise, you can use a small like spudger or toothpick or something to start it. And it can hold it in the hand like that. The fingers move. And then the headmaster plugs right in here to the top. And the backpack plugs right into the back here. And again, you can have that up, you can have that down, however you want to do it. Although if you have it down, it does tend to stick out there behind the arms a little bit more, whereas it doesn't if you fold it up. But then it sticks out just a little bit more than it does with this flipped up from the side. If you want it more streamlined from the side, you can fold that up, but again, you have the same option of all that stuff hanging out behind his head. So it really depends on how you want to display it, but you've got some options, and because of the way that folds down, you've got a few more options than you did with Athena. But there is Nightwalker in robot mode. Very nice blue and yellow. And again, the posability's got the ball joint there at the head, so we can look around. Double hinges at the shoulders, a bicep swivel, dual hinge elbows, got a ball joint. No, it's not. It's just a hinge and a swivel at the wrist. The fingers are one solid piece. All the fingers are together, but there's double hinges there and on the thumb as well. You got a ball joint there at the waist, ball joint hips, a thigh swivel right there where the black ball meets the yellow plastic. Double hinge knees, although they can get in the way. This piece back here kind of blocks it from getting superposable, but it is there. You got an ankle or toe tilt, I guess, and a little bit of movement in the foot itself. But you can get some nice solid poses from the figure. And like I said, you can change the face if you want. So there's the standard face, and then stand up. If you want to pop that, it kind of helps if you just go ahead and take that off. Pop that face off. Put that one on, and there he is with the orange face. So however you want your Night Beat to look. And real quick, of course there he is with Athena. And this is what I was talking about. These, you can see like it doesn't take much. Like if I was like just touching, trying to move a foot or something would pop this loose. This one's actually a little worse. You can see that one had already come loose. Just standing over here to the side of the video review. And not to the point like it's not flopping down. If you put her on display, they'll stay up just fine, but it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to pop those loose. Whereas on Nightwalker, you can hear it kind of coming loose. It actually stays in there quite securely and isn't coming. I undid this before that came loose, which is a nice little adjustment they made. But yeah, and then again, you can see the backpack. You can't fold that any further down than that due to the headlights. But it's a nice little representation of Night Beat. I'm looking forward to, they're doing the Headmaster Juniors. I'm really looking forward to Hosehead. Actually, was he Hosehead? Cab? But they got Ghost Shooter and Cab, and I can't remember the third one. Just drawing a blank, but they're doing all of them, and I'm looking forward to it. Little fire truck's looking cool. They just, of course, I tried to tighten it, and I didn't tighten it all the way. Sorry, it's been a day. They just showed off the prototype for the Energon Prime with the 4 little drones and everything, and they've only shown it in one configuration, but they're saying all the drones can swap around to be all the different limbs. So looking forward to seeing how that turns out, because it's looking pretty cool. I did get the replacement parts for my Armada Prime, my Naval Commander, who is still fantastic, still up on the shelf with my War for Cybertron Unicron. I went with an Armada theme up on that shelf, so I've got like Armada Unicron, not Armada Unicron. I've got the Cybertron Unicron, the smaller Unicron, but I've got Armada Tidal Wave. I've got a model Naval Commander up there on the shelf with him, and it's fun. Anyway, Fans Hobby MB-12A Nightwalker. Very cool, very fun with some improvements. Oh, also, I didn't show all. Like you can see, here's the difference on that abs section. It's got the same upper abs. Actually, maybe this white piece here underneath here is different too, looking at the shape. But the same like ab grill here. But you can see he's got this extra piece of blue to kind of widen out his his abs section. But yeah, some nice improvements from the Athena mold, those door flaps, which again were a minor annoyance on my first one because they didn't just flop around. I know some people who couldn't get them to stay in, but they've improved that. And it's just, the colors are good. I like the fully painted flames on the side. Just a really nice, solid product from Fans Hobby again. And cool to have them. Didn't show off the tech specs. There you go. Chest opens, a couple stickers, tech specs.